It was the defining moment that propelled Tommy Fleetwood into the winner's circle for the first time in his PGA Tour career. Many fans can draw parallels between the excitement of a Sunday golf tournament and a Formula One race. What motivates them to tune in? Is it the astute strategies around pit stops and tire selections? Perhaps it's the ongoing battle for season-long points, or the thrilling chance of dramatic crashes. Just as the F1 fans eagerly anticipate the unfolding drama, golf enthusiasts were glued to their screens this past Sunday in Atlanta, or Monday morning for those tuning in from Australia, as they watched Fleetwood, who was tied for the 54-hole lead at the prestigious East Lake Golf Club. This surge in his performance came shortly after a painful finish just 2 weeks ago at the FedEx St. Jude Championship, where he faced yet another narrow miss. Fleetwood has had his share of near victories on the PGA Tour, with 6 runner-up finishes and a staggering 30 top 5 placements, yet no titles to show for it. A testament to his consistent performance that's often left him without the coveted winner's trophy. The final round began with promise. While Fleetwood started strong, capitalizing on fellow co-leader Patrick Cantlay's struggles off the tee, he soon faced a critical juncture that required both skill and strategy to navigate, one that beautifully illustrates the essence of competitive golf. This pivotal moment occurred on the 8th hole, when the recent renovations led by Andrew Green were completed at East Lake in 2024. The objective was clear: create a drivable 8th hole. The new green, along with updated bunkers, transformed this area into an enticing challenge for players. In this year's Tour Championship, the tees were moved up, reducing the 8th hole to 300 yards, making it a realistic option to drive the green for all 30 competitors in the field. And they didn't shy away from taking a swing at it. Across the tournament's opening rounds, players scored a remarkable 15 under par on this hole. With the tees moved forward, they managed to improve that to 29 under par over the weekend, making it the most accessible hole that didn't follow the typical par 5 structure. Fleetwood stepped up to the forward tee on the final round with confidence, buoyed by a spectacular birdie just moments before on the 7th hole, where he skillfully recovered from a fairway bunker to extend his lead to 3 shots. "It's going to be interesting to see how Tommy plays this tee shot," remarked Riddebeam, a former major winner who was providing commentary for Sky Sports, walking alongside Fleetwood and Cantlay. The decision hung in the balance. The head cover was lifted, revealing Fleetwood's mini driver, as he opted to take on the 8th hole again, just as he did the day before. The outcome? A hit that placed him safely on the green, setting up a substantial 49-foot eagle putt that eventually translated into a birdie. However, the Sunday round took an unexpected turn. "I felt as though I had lost my swing at that point," Fleetwood reflected later during a media interview. "While I started off impressively, things began to unravel after the 5th hole. I felt I was doing everything right at first, then hit 2 rather lackluster mini drivers on the 5th and 8th. After a bogey on the 5th hole and then a challenging tee shot that veered 60 yards off course at the 8th, Fleetwood found himself in a precarious position where double bogey could easily be on the cards. His tee shot had veered significantly to the right, landing him behind a hospitality area, beyond which lay East Lake, ready to claim errant shots beyond the pin. The deep bunkers surrounding the green added to the pressure, creating a daunting scenario. After carefully measuring the distance and a thorough discussion with his caddy, Ian Finnis, Fleetwood made a strategic choice to pitch away from the green, opting for safety over the potential hazards. He successfully landed in the fairway, but still had a challenging 30 paces to the hole. The ensuing decision was critical. Should he go for the flag, risking the deep bunkers and water hazards, or play it safe by laying up? Fleetwood ultimately chose the latter option. While 28 other players managed to avoid the water off the tee that final day, he was the sole player who failed to reach the green in 2 strokes. But why opt for caution? The answer, it seems, lay within his bag. His putter was a weapon of significant accuracy. Fleetwood had been leading the field in putting throughout the week, gaining an impressive 8.15 shots on the greens over 4 rounds, which was more than double that of his nearest competitor, Sam Burns. Given his previous miscalculation off the tee, it was sensible to eliminate any risk of a double bogey and instead give himself the opportunity to make par with a straightforward 10 to 15-foot putt. Should he have gambled on the drive and ended up in the water, a disastrous double bogey was highly conceivable. Over the weekend, 4 of 7 players who faced the water had moments where they failed to recover. With Cantlay potentially sinking a birdie on the green, Fleetwood could have seen his 3-shot lead evaporate in the blink of an eye due to a single misstep on that hole. By thoughtfully pitching just short of the green, Fleetwood was left with a delicate pitch shot from 29 yards. Anything missed left or short could have swiftly ended up in the water. However, he smartly directed his shot right of the pin, leaving him a manageable 10 feet to save par. Fleetwood's awareness of his putting prowess on East Lakes greens played into this strategy. Having assessed his second shot meticulously, the plan was executed successfully. He had converted 7 of 10 putts within the 10 to 15-foot range, showing great skill compared to the tour's average of 30%. Seen in action, Cantlay missed a similar birdie attempt, which further bolstered Fleetwood's resolve. He confidently rolled his par putt straight into the center of the hole, a crucial save that allowed him to maintain his momentum. Fleetwood held steady, matching Cantlay's performance and preserving a 3-shot lead as he moved towards the 72nd hole of the tournament. Ultimately, a par there solidified his victory and earned him his first PGA Tour title, along with a staggering prize of $10 million, finished with a triumphant 3-shot margin. Though the threat of disaster loomed, Fleetwood's ability to navigate the 8th hole with a mixture of prudence and skill allowed him to regain control and ultimately zoom towards victory. What do you think about his critical decision-making during that tense moment? Do you agree with his strategy, or would you have taken a different route? Let's hear your thoughts.